Hi everyone, this is stewiejp and this is World of Warships Closed Beta testing. With the non-disclosure agreement has finally been lifted and I can now put some videos of World of Warships up on YouTube. So this is just an introductory video. There's going to be no gameplay in this video. I'm just going to show you a little bit about how it works. As you can see, I've got this beautiful tier 4 premium tank, premium ship I should say, in my harbour. The Iwaki Alpha, which I was lucky enough to be involved in the alpha testing, and one of the rewards for being involved in alpha testing is getting this camouflaged tier 4 premium Japanese cruiser. When you first log in, you start off with two ships. You start off with the American tier 1 cruiser, which is the Erie, which is a light, quick tank with pretty good guns, and you also get the tier 1 Japanese tank, the Katori, which also is a cruiser. Looking around the World of Warships version of the garage, it's similar to World of Tanks. The garage, you've got your port, which is where you have all your different tanks, ships I should say. I'm probably going to say tanks a few times. If you click on the module section, you can see, so again, similar to World of Tanks, this is the tier 2 Japanese cruiser, the Chikuma, and it's got the modules which, the top 4 are the modules which they started with, and these are the modules which you can unlock as you win experience, very similar to World of Tanks and World of Warplanes. The tech trees, you can see there are only 3 tech trees at the moment. There's actually only 2, the Japanese, American, and the Russian one is blank, but there is a premium Russian ship available to buy for gold. The gold in World of Warships is known as piastres, but it works exactly the same as World of Tanks gold. You can see the Japanese lines. At the moment there are 4 kinds of tanks in the game. It looks like every country is going to be starting. The tier 1 tanks will be the cruisers, and they go through from tier 1 to tier 10. At the moment there's no tier 5 cruiser for Japan, and there's no tier 9 battleships. These are the battleships. These are what people are interested, I guess. These are the main fighting vessels of World War II. The Yamato is the tier 10, which obviously will take a fair while to get there. During alpha and beta testing, experience is accelerated slightly, so when you're playing, if you're playing in the beta testing or if you've played in the alpha testing, you're unlocking ships a lot quicker than you normally would, or than you would on World of Tanks. And of course you have the destroyers. The main difference in the 3, battleships are obviously the biggest. They've got the biggest guns, they're slower, comparable to heavy tanks in World of Tanks, but if they get surrounded by cruisers and destroyers, their maneuverability is very slow, so it is quite easy for them to get outgunned by the smaller ships in the game. Looking at the American tech tree, the Americans are the only country to have aircraft carriers at the moment, which is down the left line here. Starting at tier 4 with the Langley, and up to tier 10, the mighty Essex. During alpha testing, I got up to roughly tier 7 on all the lines. I might have had a tier 8 as well. It is quite engaging gameplay. It's a lot different to World of Tanks. It's a lot different to World of Warplanes, I guess. It's a lot slower, which suits me because my reaction time is, as I'm getting older, isn't that good. But you can see the Americans have the aircraft carriers, cruisers and destroyers, where the Japanese have battleships, cruisers and destroyers. I believe there's going to be battleships for each country, and it's still rolling out. And as you can see, each country has some premium ships available to buy for gold, or if the more you're involved with alpha testing, the more premium ships and gold and credits and free XP you got when we got back to beta testing, because when beta testing started, everyone's progress was reset back to tier 1. On my profile, you can look at my profile here. They have a tiered system. A tiered system. You start off at tier 1. All you can do with tier 1 is play co-op battles. Co-op battles are basically battles against bots, against computer wargaming controlled ships, which helps you ease into the game a bit, so that people who are first starting playing at beta testing, or when it finally opens, aren't playing against people who've played in, thousands of battles in alpha and beta testing and aren't just going to get stomped. In the co-op battles though, if there are any other real players, they will be on your side, which gives you a bit of an advantage when you first start, but it's not a tool for seal clubbing. Co-op battle results are not counted in your stats. There are obviously, same as World of Tanks, people are going to be interested in maintaining a high win rate or a high damage rate. These battles are not counted in stats, but they do count for experience. After you've played a few games, you'll go up to tier 2, where you can play random battles, which is player versus player, and that's where your stats count, if you like. And you also get a 25,000 credit bonus, which a 25,000 credit bonus is enough to buy a tier 2 or 3 ship. It doesn't actually say on these ships how much they are. If I go back to the tech tree, they might. Well, tier 2 is about 25,000 credits. After you've finished level 2 of your account, obviously you go to level 3, where you can unlock the daily missions. Similar to what World of Tanks have done recently with their campaign missions, there are 3 missions available each day, and they're updated each and every day, and it is when you first start, it's just having 2 wins in random battles. Then it's doing a certain amount of damage, getting a certain amount of kills. They are early on, they are very achievable missions, and those missions allow you to get, as a reward, either free experience or silver credits, which are handy when you're first starting out, because it's sometimes, if you have a run of bad games, you won't make much credits and you won't have enough to unlock or to buy the next module or ship. Tier 4 unlocks free experience. You can see I've got a lot of free experience here, 150,000. That was a reward for being in alpha testing. 5% of your experience in any battle goes towards free experience, and you can, in the future, you'll be able to convert that with gold. At the moment, you can't. No, you can. At the moment you can, but you can't buy gold, so it's not something I'm interested in doing. And also you get 3,000 free experience. That's converted through free experience when you hit tier 4. Tier 5, you get a commander, and you can unlock crew skills with the commander at level 5, and also you get another $50,000 credits bonus. Tier 6, upgrades are available for your ships, which is similar to putting equipment on your tanks. Again, you get a $75,000 bonus, and you can put modules on your ships. And in the future, tier 7 and 8 will become available. Now, the best ship to demonstrate when you're playing at low tiers, it really is not worth putting upgrades on your ships, because as you can see, tier 1, to get an upgrade, you're looking at 75,000. Well, the tier 2 tank is only about 20,000, so tier 2 ship is only about 20,000. The only ship I've upgraded is my premium ship, because a premium ship is a ship you are going to keep for the long term. And because they gave me 5 million credits because I participated in alpha, the money wasn't really a problem. So you can see here I've got upgraded propulsion, which means you get to full power 20% quicker. Damage control system, which is a less chance of flooding and fire. Main battery modifications, which it's quicker to reload and aim, and less chance of damage to my main batteries. And as you can see, they cost 75,000 each. These ones cost 250,000, 150, and 400,000, which is a lot of money when you're on a ship that only costs 20,000 at tier 1 or 2. But later in the game, I can see, similar to World of Tanks, when you're playing a tier 2 tank, which might have cost 10 or 20,000 credits, spending 500,000 credits on equipment is just doesn't really make sense. The other thing I was going to touch on is crew experience, or World of Warships version of crew experience. With my premium tank, I got this commander who already came with 3 skills, and it's a point system. So you start from the top, and the point system for 1 point, 15% less repair time. That's cumulative with the equipment that I've also mounted on this same ship. And there's more skills for improving firing the guns, aiming, torpedoes. This ship has torpedoes, so that's relevant. Aeroplanes. This ship doesn't have aeroplanes, but this commander, being a premium ship, he can go in other tanks, or other ships. Commanders can go into the premium tank with no costs. Exactly how World of Tanks work. There's other skills for repairs, so it's quicker to repair your ship if you're flooded or you catch on fire. Defensive fire. There's some anti-aircraft guns which are automatic at the moment on World of Warships, and lots of other skills that your crew or your commander can master. You can see the harbour, I guess it's called, is quite detailed. You've got the background there of port, some ships in the background. This is my Owaki Alpha premium ship. The first battleship in the game is a tier 3 Japanese battleship, which I have already fully loaded with you can upgrade the hull, the guns, the radar and the engine. I'm not going to put upgrades on it because it's simply too expensive for a ship that I'll probably only have for a limited amount of time before I get the next ship. That's the tier 1 Katori, which is what you start off with, and that unlocks the tier 2 Chikuma, and this is the tier 3 St. Louis, which is the American cruiser. The St. Louis is an amazing ship. It's got guns everywhere. I don't know if you can see them from that angle. All these are guns. You've got about 15 guns on this ship, and I'll see if it comes up there. It doesn't say how many there are. There's about 15 guns, so you can often fire about 10 of them at the same time. See there's 2 guns there, one there, one there, one there. The St. Louis is regarded as a very good ship, especially at tier 3. Up here is where you can select either co-op battle or a random battle. Co-op battle, as I touched on earlier, is against bots. When there's not many players online, you can see at the moment there's only 200 players online. During alpha testing, there was often only about 40 or 50 people online, especially early days. So the only way to get a game was to play a co-op battle. If you ever clicked on random battle, it would just be 1 versus 1 tank. And often the matchmaking was a little bit lopsided because it was very early days and they were still working on getting things right. But now they've got it very right. I played a lot of games last night, which was 10 versus 10 or 15 versus 15, and it works really well. I'm going to do some gameplay videos very shortly. I just want to get this introduction video up just so you guys can have a look and see what World of Warships looks like from the inside. I'm excited about it. It is good. It is a lot different to World of Tanks. Obviously there's not a great deal of terrain to hide behind because you're floating on water. There are hills and rocks and islands in the water that you can hide behind, but there are a lot of differences which you'll see in the upcoming gameplay. One other thing I was just going to touch on is there's a division option which is exactly like platooning. You can platoon with up to 2 other people, so platoons of up to 3, and that is how it goes. So I hope you've enjoyed this short introductory video to World of Warships. I'm going to do some gameplay videos right now, so stay tuned. I've already done one video, but I want to do another one first, and I'll get some more videos up today. So for those interested in World of Warships, they are still accepting players, so go to Wargaming's website. I believe they're accepting players on an ongoing basis. Sporadically, not every day, but just whenever they want more players, they put more on. I play in the Southeast Asian server, which last night had about 3,000 people online, which isn't too bad for a game that's just started. I don't think they're short of people applying, but if you're interested in playing and you're interested in a few naval battles, I find it breaks up the monotony of World of Tanks myself. I've played nearly 20,000 games in World of Tanks, and every now and then, if I'm just going through a bit of a slump with my tanks, I'll play some games of World of Warships, and it's really a totally different game. and it'll get me out of that slump, if you like, that World of Warships, World of Tanks sometimes puts you in. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope I've explained myself well. Some gameplay videos are coming up, hopefully today. Thanks for watching. Any questions or comments, feel free to leave a comment underneath the video. Have fun. See you on the high seas. Take care, and bye for now.